Hello there, how are you? So I'm back with a channel update I'm presenting you all with. This channel update is regarding the mistreatment and the abuse as well as the betrayal you received from your counterpart as well as the people involved in your situation. Okay. Two words were given to me. One was karma and the second one means garbage and waste, which shows and suggests that many of you were treated like absolute waste, absolute garbage. Not just your own counterpart, but the people involved in your situation looked at you and perceived of you as someone who's unworthy of their care, concern, respect, appreciation, consideration, and love. That's what I see happened. And that's why you received all of this abuse, all of this mistreatment, this disdain and this dislike from these people. So now I'm seeing that for treating you in such a horrible manner, for mistreating you in such a pathetic manner, for disrespecting you, dishonoring you and neglecting your care and concern, heavy karmic consequences are headed their way, all of their way. It's not just that your person is going to receive these horrible karmic consequences, but all of these people who are responsible for whatever happened with you and the betrayal you received. I see that this situation and this channeled update is also for those individuals where betrayal took place with you, where there was cheating and infidelity involved, and that's something which literally shattered you from within. I see that this is the main theme of this channel update. It's like everything that happened with you and everything these people perceived about you led to this betrayal and this unfortunate event you experienced on your journey. I see here that many of your counterpart allowed other people's opinions and their biased judgments to cloud their judgment and their decision making, which made them do things they shouldn't have done. I see here that even they looked at you because of these other people or their interference and suggestions or advice that you were not worth paying any attention to or considering as their significant other. I see here that because of these people and their interference, they looked at you as if you were just some waste material, someone who's not worthy, completely unworthy. That's the message I received. They looked at you as if you're just garbage, something or someone who just doesn't deserve any place in their heart or in their mind. That's how they treated you. And that's why they betrayed you. That's why they went into other direction. I'm also seeing that the person they chose over you also felt really happy and victorious, seeing that you got thrashed in one corner, that you got betrayed and neglected, and that person was chosen over you. I see an evil smirk. I was shown that these people had an evil smirk on their face when they saw it all happening, when they saw that your person was thinking of you as unworthy of their care, concern, love, and affection. I see that these people literally enjoyed and felt victorious, seeing that your counterpart chose them over you and abandoned you for them. So now I'm seeing that heavy karmic consequences are headed their way, which are going to make them feel exactly how you felt. They're about to lose a lot, which is going to traumatize them for life. In many of your cases, I see that this upcoming event or this karmic phase is not going to just come, hit them and leave. I see that a series of events, situations and circumstances are headed their way, which are going to make sure that these people are left with some serious trauma for life, because that's what they gave you. I see here that the mistreatment you received, the betrayal you received, the experience of cheating you received from your counterpart traumatized you in a way you're not able to overcome properly, and you're still dealing with even at this point of time. I see that many of you lost your confidence, many of you lost your self-belief, you got silent. That's what I see. You became completely silent and You started fearing people. You started hating yourself for some reason, or just developing this weird kind of disgusting feeling which cannot be explained in words. I see that many of you developed PTSD, many of you are struggling or were struggling with anxiety issues, you developed sleep disorder and whatnot. So it was a really difficult period and you lost a lot. You lost yourself in the process. So it's not something that can be overlooked. It's not something that can be neglected or taken lightly, because these people were looking at you as if you're some sort of object, something totally worthless they can just kick around and feel happy about. They were looking at you just like a football. They felt really happy kicking you down and giving you that sorrow and that pain. So now it's time to balance the scales. It's time to give these people the taste of their own medicine. And now I see that they'll have to pay for this. They'll have to pay for making you feel like this. They'll have to pay for treating you that way. This is what I see is coming up. And this is something which is getting highlighted and focused at the moment, because this is the most malicious action one can take against another. Most disrespectful, hurtful, and despising action one can take towards another person. Actually, an evil person only does this. So I see that now they'll be paying for it, or are paying for it right now, because I wasn't shown some sort of timeline. I just saw that it's happening or is about to happen. So now the upcoming set of events, situations, and circumstances are going to bring them the same experience you received and endured because of these people or from your own counterpart. So I'm seeing that it's very likely they are going to get bullied or harassed by other people. It's very likely that someone is going to treat them in the same exact manner they treated you, which is going to traumatize them for life. It's very important, because that's the only way they learn their lessons and are going to feel how you might have felt. It's very important because they were flying high, or still are flying high, thinking that they got away and you got hurt in the process. I mean, the kind of assumptions I see these people made about you, I do not have words to explain how mean, selfish, self-centered, ignorant and arrogant a person can be. How evil a person can be or turn into. Just because they wanted to win, just because they wanted to mark their territory, just because they wanted to show how powerful, superior and authoritative they are. They did all this. They looked at you in such a disgusting manner, I don't even want to talk about it. So now it's time they receive that disgust, or start to feel that disgust towards themselves or towards someone who's going to treat them in the exactly same manner. I see that for those whose counterparts went into another connection or got married, I see that it's very likely they're going to get cheated or treated in the same manner they treated you, where their person is going to look at them as if they have no worth and value, are going to mistreat them as if they have no worth and value and are totally garbage, waste, doesn't deserve any place or respect or care or concern or anything. They'll be thrown aside, they'll be thrashed aside, they'll be kicked down, which is just going to shatter their pride, their arrogance, their confidence, their self-belief, their trust, everything. They'll develop that anxiety you developed. They'll also develop those issues you developed after that mistreatment and that betrayal. They'll also feel anxious about everything. They'll develop that fear, that feeling of scarcity and poverty. They'll fear going out and meeting people. They'll fear, getting mocked at and laughed at. A lot's about to happen. I see that they'll be traumatized completely, because they were flying high and were smiling, feeling happy about your mistreatment and seeing you in pain, getting kicked out by your person or kicked down by your person. They felt really happy about it. That's why I'm seeing karma needs to knock at their doors. And it is knocking at their doors as we speak. In many of your cases, I see that it's very likely your counterpart is going to experience a very big, huge loss in their career, if that what caused them to treat you in such a manner, if their looks were the cause, or their possessions is what caused it, they're going to lose it, or something is about to happen which is going to make them experience that hurt, that pain, and that feeling of humiliation, that humiliation you received. It's going to be different for each and every one of them. Some may get bullied and harassed at their workplace by their employees, colleagues, or their bosses, while others may start receiving this kind of mistreatment and abuse by from their own family members or their spouses. I'm also seeing that some of these people are going to get betrayed by their partners. For example, by their spouses, their boyfriends, their girlfriends, even friends. I'm seeing that a lot of them are going to get bullied and backstabbed and hurt and mistreated in the same manner you got mistreated. I see that someone's about to humiliate them in a manner they wouldn't be able to forget for life. They're about to land in a very depressing, embarrassing situation or circumstance that's going to destroy their confidence and their self-belief. I see that they're going to get mocked at, laughed at, disrespected, and targeted in a manner which is just going to make them develop this fear of going out around and meeting people in the same manner you developed that fear. So a lot's about to happen, and lots happening because they did you really, really wrong and you didn't deserve any of it. They mistook your kindness, your soft nature, your care and concern as your weakness or as a flaw, and they looked at themselves as if they were some superior individual sitting on some sort of throne, and they have a right or had a right to crush you down under their feet. That's what I see was their attitude, or that's the way they looked at things, or just created a picture in their mind which made them act in such a terrible manner with you, for which they'll have to pay a very big price. And that's what I see is either happening as we speak or is just about to happen. So I see that a lot's about to unfold. You'll heal, you'll evolve, you'll grow, and you'll come out victorious after this experience. But for these people, I do not see any of that. I do not see any healing happening anytime soon. I do not see any help coming their way anytime soon. I do not see them receiving any support or assistance either. I just see that it'll be a lonely journey for them. It'll be a very dark period of their life. It'll be really devastating and mortifying for them, which they rightfully deserve. Because I feel like many of you started to think that they're getting away, or there's no judgment coming upon them, or there's no justice happening. That's not really true. You do not know what's going on, and you're actually getting suggested not to look at these people and make assumptions like they made about you. Okay, go your own way, mind your own business, and work on yourself, because I see great things coming your way. I see many of you are going to take your purpose seriously and are going to become very successful. I see many of you starting new ventures, starting new projects, starting your own businesses, which are going to become very successful. I see many of you are going to start becoming more creative than you were before. I see good things happening and coming your way, whereas I see very bad situations entering into these people's lives, including your counterpart, because they deserve that. It all happened because they were full of pride, full of arrogance, and full of deceit and negativity and whatnot. Also, there was interference coming from other people. Friends were there. I see heavy interference of toxic, negative, evil-minded, mean, selfish friends. That caused all of this mess, literally. I see interference and presence of toxic family members. So a lot happened. They fed your person with all kinds of nonsense and negativity against you and your connection. They said and suggested your counterpart to just leave you as if you mean nothing and choose something or someone else. And that person they chose over you felt really happy, thinking that he or she is special, superior, more valuable than you are. So that's all led to this abuse. That's all led to this traumatic experience you had to endure. So it's time they experience it all. They receive it back and they go through what you went through, so that they can learn their lessons and see what happens when you become the target of such terrible people. It's all happening, or is going to happen, for a very big reason, because God wants to give you justice and show these people what happens when you hurt a chosen one, and at the same time it's going to teach your counterpart your worth and value, because they're about to lose it all. The moment they'll realize that they mean nothing because someone else is going to make them feel that way, they'll realize your worth and value, and as well are going to realize God's power. So that's how I see situations are about to turn around in your favor. I suggest you all to just mind your own business and pay no attention to what's happening with these people or with your counterpart. Be appreciative of whatever you have and be thankful for your blessings. Just keep going and being blessed. That's all. I'll be back sooner than later. Till then, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Bye-bye.